Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of EnviroMATE. I'm Juana, I'm here with my eco partners in crime, Mora and Sofía.
Hey, happy to be back for another round of deep green chats.
Hi everyone! Today we're talking something that's really around us every day, trash. More specifically, how recycling really works, or doesn't. In the Buenos Aires Metropolitan Area, the AMBA.
Yeah, everyone says separate your waste to help the planet, but do we actually know what happens afterwards?
That's what we always talked and wondered. Like, is it really recycled? Or does it just end up in the same truck?
Exactly, and to clear up those doubts, today we have a special guest. Drum roll, please. So, an environmental engineer from Berazategui, who's been working on waste management and recycling projects.
Hi girls, thank you so much for inviting me. And I love your podcast name, EnviroMATE. It's so Argentine and it fits perfectly.
Thank you, Sol. Okay, let's get right into it. How bad is the waste situation here in the AMBA?
Well, the numbers speak for themselves. Every day, the AMBA produces around 18,000 tons of waste. That's like filling up over 1,200 garbage trucks daily. Out of all of that, only between 5 and 10% is actually separated for recycling.
Wait, so like 90% of what we throw away just go right to the dump?
Exactly. Most of it ends up in CMC landfills, places like González Catán or Ensenada, and those are already reaching their limits. The big problem is that landfills generate methane, a greenhouse effect gas that is 25 times stronger than carbon dioxide when it comes to trapping heat.
Wow, so recycling isn't just about cleaning up, it's actually about fighting climate change.
Totally, but the issue is that even when people separate their trash, sometimes the waste still gets mixed again during collection. There is a lack of coordination between the households, the collection companies, and the recycle centers.
That's frustrating. You try to do the right thing and then the system kind of sabotages you.
Yeah, it's like, why I'm washing this yogurt cup if it's going to end up in the same pile anyway?
Okay, but Berazategui has been trying, right? I've heard they have some eco points or something like that.
Yes, Berazategui actually has around 14 greens or eco points where neighbors can take recyclable like plastics, glass, cardboards, paper, and even used cooking oil. But here's the problem. Only 12% of residents use them regularly.
12%? That's like almost nobody.
Yeah, it's low. And it's not because people don't care. It's mostly because there isn't enough information or accessible collection systems. In many neighborhoods, the garbage is still collected all together, so people get discouraged.
Right, it's a mix of lack of infrastructure and awareness.
Exactly. And something that's often forgotten in the role of informal recyclers, known as cartoneros in my language, they are the real backbone of recycling in the AMBA.
Yeah, I believe I read somewhere that there's like 150,000 cartoneros working across Argentina.
Yes, that's true. And thanks to them, Argentina manages to cover about 6% of its total waste for recycling. Without them, the number would be close to zero.
That's incredible. They are basically environmental heroes, but they don't get recognition they deserve.
Exactly. Many of them work in cooperatives like El Ceibo or Reciclando Sueños, and they're pushing for better working conditions and more inclusion in the formal recycling system.
So, if the problem is this big, what are some actual numbers about how we're doing?
Well, according to data from 2024, in Argentina, only 6% of household waste is recycled, and in the AMBA, only 3%. The rest, meaning the 94%, ends up in dumps or open-air landfills. In Buenos Aires province alone, we generate over 1.4 kilos of waste per person per day. And in Berazategui, studies show that 60% of trash could be recycled. But only a small portion actually it is capable to.
That's actually depressing, but also a huge opportunity for change.
Totally. Like, imagine if half of us started separating waste seriously. We could double the recycling rate just like that.
And it's not just about recycling, I think so. We could also reduce waste, reduce what we use, like avoiding single-use plastics, buying in bulk, or reusing jars and bottles.
Exactly. The best waste is the one that's never created. But of course, recycling and composting are key. Did you know that almost 50% of household waste is organic? That means we could cut our total garbage in half just by composting.
That's amazing. Composting sounds like this complicated eco thing, but it's really not. You can do it even in a bucket on your balcony.
Yeah, my neighbor does it, and her plants look insane.
Okay, so what's the takeaway here?
I'd say 1. Separate waste at home. 2. Take recyclables to eco points if your area doesn't have a pickup. 3. Compost your organic waste. And 4. Support the cartoneros and local cooperatives.
And 5, pressure local governments to improve their recycle infrastructure. Because individual action matters, but systematic change is what makes the big difference.
That's so true. It is teamwork. Citizens, recycles, and municipalities.
Exactly, so recycling isn't just about being tidy. It's about caring for your community and our planet.
Well said, Sophie. And so, thank you for joining us today. You made a super confusing topic sound actually inspiring.
Thanks, girls. You're doing a great job bringing environmental issues down to earth, literally.
That's what we try. Okay, you like the episode? Don't forget to follow EnviroMATE on Spotify, Instagram, and TikTok. And share it with your eco-friendly friends.
Okay, so next week we're dividing into the Riachuelo, one of Argentina's most polluted rivers. You will want to hear that one.
So, thanks for listening, and remember that every small action adds up. Let's keep being conscious, curious, and green.